Good morning. This is Holly with Holly's Joys, and we're here today with another scripture study. And just something I've been thinking about as things occur in my life, I kind of reflect on them through the biblical filter to try to see if there's any correlation to something that might help me handle it in a way that I would be happy with. And, because I haven't always done that. And I prefer to do it that way so that when the event is past, and most things do pass at some point, then I'm okay with myself and everyone around me that I've done what I could. So I know I'm being awfully like jello to a tree on this one, but it's just something has happened that has made me think about the scripture in Matthew. And it's Matthew 7, and we're going to start with verse 1. And sorry about the reflection in my glasses. I'm using a cell phone to read. So it says, "Judge not, that you not be judged." And these are the red words of Jesus, just so let's make that perfectly clear. These are the red words of Jesus. "Judge not, that you not be judged, for with what judgment you judge, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but do not consider the plank in your own? Or how can you say to your brother, 'Let me remove that speck from your eye,' and look at the plank that is, and not look at the plank that's in your own? Hypocrite! First remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's." So I have somebody who is being kind of judgy about me, and I'm I'm going to be very careful with my wording because I don't want to hurt anybody. But I feel like y'all need to look at yourself. I mean, I get it. There are things about me that need work. Absolutely. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is God's big enough to tell me. He doesn't need you to micromanage my wording. I mean, really, right? He's God. He's God. He's omniscient. He's omnipresent. He's all the alms, right? And He's one. His source. And if you just choose to forgive me or forgive yourself or forgive whatever the situation is and just be happy in your life and move on, then He can take care of it, right? He'll take care of it. That's literally what He does. So let's look at it again. Judge not, that you not be judged. I think that's pretty clear. Red words of Jesus. Stop looking at other people and pointing the finger and saying, "Oh, you shouldn't say that," or that's cultish or whatever. I mean, they're just words. It, I don't know. It's how your heart receives. It's how your mind receives. So, for with what judgment you judge, you will be judged. So if you're judging me, the universe, God, source, will judge you with that same measure. It's like the teeter-totter, right? You got the fulcrum in the middle, and you're going to put a heavy weight on me. Well, the universe is always going to remain in balance. So it needs to put something heavy back onto you to bring it back into balance. I mean, if you look at your life and you use this opportunity as a laboratory experiment in your life and just watch how things transpire, you will see that there is a lot of truth to this. So, and it says, "For with what judgment you judge, you will be judged." There's your balancing. "And with the measure that you use, it will be measured back to you." Once again, it's balancing. The universe desires balance and harmony. And this is balanced in harmony, and this is not, and this is not. So, and why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye? So maybe I am messing up somehow. No doubt. No doubt, really. But I mean, it's really not your job to worry about it. God is quite capable of letting me know just directly what I need to work on. And He does. He lets me know. How does He let me know? So when I do things that are out of balance, then I feel the heaviness coming on, right? To balance it back out. The negative things happen, the bad, or I hate using the word bad because I don't really think any experience is bad. It's how we perceive them, it's what lessons we choose to get from them. So, anyway, that's what I've got for you today. And I'm telling you, I think this is really critical and it goes along with the dominion. And you know how much I love dominion. The idea of dominion is not dominance. So let's say you're in a position of authority over other people. You're leading a group, you're a boss at work, you're, I don't know, pastor, you're whatever, you're a husband, you're a mother, and you have people that depend on you for leadership at some level. That is your dominion, 100%. But that is not dominance. That is not you going in there and giving them a list of, oh, change all this stuff about you. You're wrong here, you're wrong there, don't do this. That's not what it is. Dominion is taking authority over yourself and leading by example. And also, it's taking those that are in your authority, your umbrella of authority, and loving them into correction. And I'm not saying that there's never a time that you should confront something. Of course there is, but it's not every time. And we don't have to worry about micromanaging other people. That's dominance. That's not dominion. Trust God. I mean, trust him. I mean, it really is kind of a test of trust, isn't it? So when you aren't believing that God can let me know that I'm messing up, you're always trusting. It's just in what are you putting your trust? So you're putting your trust in the negative polarity, in the evil, in Satan, all the negative stuff. You're saying they're bigger, and that's just not the case. So be encouraged today. This is good news that you have dominion and that you can exercise dominion, but not through dominance. That is not dominion. Dominance is on the negative side of things, and that's not how people change. They change by being loved, they change by being appreciated, they change by you seeing the God that dwells in you and in them, and recognizing that everything is one. Anyway, that was Matthew chapter 7, verses 1 through 7, I believe it was. No, 6. 1 through 6. So, anyway, I really enjoyed this scripture study for myself and hope you do too. Go in your laboratory of life and check it out, see if it's true for you. And go to my channel at Holly's Joys and check out all the other things that I'm doing. I do art videos, I do a lot of scripture and spiritual studies, and I do things about having been raised in an abusive home. I do things that talk about my kitty cat and just all kinds of things. Anyway, there might be something, and I try to put it into a framework that you can apply to your, not only apply to my life, but applies to your life, and that it brings you joy and comfort and peace. Let's bring ourselves back into balance. And I mean, it's always kind of in flux, isn't it? So it depends on how far out of whack you are. And I've been pretty far out of whack before, so I understand how hard it is. So take care of yourself. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.